Hi friends, Juan the Yarn Addict here, bringing you a tutorial on how to do the moss stitch in the round. It's super fun, super easy, and very versatile. So I have two swatches here in front of you where we have Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway Aaron, and then we have Red Heart Super Saver Color Block in the colorway Party Time. So the fun part about this one here is there are sections of solids and sections that are variegated. It's a lot of happy and fun colors throughout. So I decided to keep the yarns on both of these projects, as you can see here and as you can see here, because I'm hoping through the course of this tutorial I'll be able to pull these out to show you how to do different things with the moss stitch in the round. So for this one in particular, I would like to show you how to change colors. So maybe this is not your thing. Maybe you don't want to have the variegateds and all the things in your project. Maybe you want blocks of solids. So I'm going to teach you how to change colors from one solid to another solid. And then for this one here, I'm literally just going to show you what it looks like in a larger swatch, and basically just show you how to flip the project to keep everything perfectly even, Steven, nice and neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Before I do though, I just want to remind you that you don't have to follow the recommended hook size on the skein or the ball band. You can use whatever yarn, whatever hook you'd like, whatever's most comfortable for you. So the recommendation for these two swatches were 5.5mm crochet hooks. I hooked up to a 6.5 because I kind of like the looseness, but yet still the solid look of the project, so I just hooked up one size. But feel free to use whatever you would like, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, friends, so to get started, what we need to do is create a slip knot on our hook. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm actually using Red Heart Super Saver in the colorway light blue, all right? So however you do your slip knot is absolutely fine. This is how I do it. Just like that. From here, what we need to do is chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that. From here, we're going to take the tip of our crochet hook and go into the first chain, draw up a loop, and slip to close. Just like that. We're going to take our working yarn, pull back to give it some tension, tighten it up. We're going to take this tail and pinch it against our chain, just like that. Then we're going to pull this apart and a little circle will reveal. Now you can use the magic circle if you'd like, but for me, this is my preference, the chain 4 and all the things that I just showed you. So we're going to be working out of this circle. All right, we're going to create 4 sides and 4 corners. From here, what we need to do is chain 1. And then we're going to go into our circle and do a single crochet. To do that, you're going to go in the circle, draw up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through both of these loops here, just like that. That's your first side. Now from here, you're going to create a corner. You're going to chain 2. And then you're going to swivel your circle around. And you're going to go back into your circle with a single crochet. So you're going to insert your hook, go into the circle, draw up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through both loops, just like that. So you have your corner and 2 sides now. Okay? From here, you're going to chain 2. And you're going to swivel your circle around. And you're going to go into your circle and make another single crochet. So take the tip of your hook, go into the circle, draw up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through both loops, just like that. Okay, so far we have 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and we have 2 corners. Okay, so what we're trying to do is make a square. So from here, we're going to pinch the tail back to our work. We're going to chain 2. The chain 2s are the corners, okay? So we're going to swivel it around, and we're going to go back into the circle and do a single crochet, just like that, okay? So right now we have our 4 single crochets, the 4 sides. but we only have 3 corners, so 1, 2, and 3. So to make that 4th corner, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to connect round 1 by going into the first stitch of the round. So you see this little loop here? That's actually a chain. You don't count that. You're going to take the tip of your hook and go into the top of the first single crochet. You're going to drop a loop and slip to close. So that, my friends, is round 1. And if you flip your work, you'll see that we were carrying that tail. So what I like to do, just give it a little tug, and then I like to snip it now, because with working in single crochets in the round, it tends to get in the way. So there we go. Okay, so back to the side we were on. All right, so we just finished round 1, and what we need to do now is chain 1, and now we're going to begin round 2. Now I will tell you, doing the moss stitch in the round, the best practice to execute the moss stitch in the round is to work on opposite sides for every round. So once you do your chain 1, you're going to turn your work just like that. Okay? And the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to work into the corner, because that's the next closest place. There are no other stitches. All you can see here is the corner. So from here to start round 2, you're just going to go right into the corner with a single crochet. You're going to make a corner. You're going to chain 2, swivel your work around, go back into that corner, and do a single crochet. So that is your first corner. Doesn't look like much now, but you'll see at the end of round 1 or 2. So from here, we're going to chain over this single crochet from round 1. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go into this corner and do what we just did over here. So it's going to be a single crochet, chain 2, swivel our work around, go back into that corner and do a single crochet, just like that. From here, we're going to chain over this single crochet and go back into the corner and repeat what we just did 2 other times. We're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, swivel our work around, and do another single crochet right back into that corner, right there. Okay, so from here, we're going to chain 1 over this stitch here, right? And then we're going to go into the corner and repeat what we just did for the other corner. So single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. So we have our 4 sides. Now what we need to do is we need to connect the beginning of the round and the end of the round. So to do that, we're going to chain over this single crochet here, and we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch of the round. We're going to drop a loop and slip to close. And that is the end of round number 2. Okay, so to start round 3, what we need to do is chain 1 and turn our work. Every round we're going to turn our work, okay? So from here, we're going to go right into the chain space. We're going to go and do a single crochet, chain 1, and then now we're at the corner. So we're going to go into the corner and do our corner. So it's a single crochet, chain 2, swivel our work, go back into that corner and do a single crochet. From here, we're going to chain 1, skip over this stitch here and go into the next chain space, do a single crochet, chain 1, and then go into the corner and do our corner, which is a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Just like that. From here, we're just going to repeat what we just did on the other sides. We're going to chain 1, go into the next available chain space, do a single crochet, chain 1, and then go into this corner here and do our corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, so far we have 3 sides completed. We still have the 4th corner to do. And so from here, we're going to chain over the stitch, go into the chain space in between the stitches with a single crochet, chain 1, and this is the corner here, so we're going to do the corner, single crochet, chain 2, swivel our work, single crochet. Okay, so this here is the beginning of the round. We're currently in the corner, so we need to chain over this last stitch in between my thumbs and insert the tip of our crochet hook into the first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close. That is the end of round number 3. Okay, so for round 4, like the other rounds, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. The first available chain space will then get a single crochet. You're going to notice every round when you start, you're literally just going to go right into a chain space. Every time, that part does not change. Okay? You're going to chain 1 and go right into the corner and do your corner. Your corners will never change, it's always the same. Okay? You're going to chain 1, go into the next chain space and do a single crochet, chain 1, go into the next available chain space, single crochet, and that's the repetition of this entire project. It's very, very easy. So you're going to go into the corner here and do a single crochet, chain 2, swivel it around, go in and do a single crochet, just like that. Okay, so continue doing that, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Okay, friends, so I just came out of the corner here, and I chained 1 over this stitch. So the next thing I need to do is insert my hook in between these 2 stitches and do a single crochet, chain 1 over the stitch, and go into the very first stitch of the round, draw up a loop, and slip to close, just like that. Okay, so it's very, very simple. This is kind of the pattern for the entire project. Okay, so you're making sure that you chain 1 at the end of your round and you're turning your work. In the very first available chain space, you're going to go ahead and put in a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in between all the stitches into the chain space, and then in the corners here you are going to go ahead and do a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Okay, that's literally all you're doing for the entire project, and you can make this as big or as small as you'd like. Super easy, super simple. You can do any color, any yarn you'd like, any hook, and it'll come out nice. Now, the reason why we're flipping our work after every round is to prevent leaning. So if you were to work the moss stitch or any stitch really on the same side, your work will start to lean. It'll veer off to one side or the other, and to prevent that, you're flipping your work. And so it keeps everything balanced and centered. Okay? So let's go ahead and finish this round, and I'll meet you at the end of the round right here. Okay? Okay, friends, I'm just coming out of the corner. I'm going to chain 1 over this stitch here, go into the chain space right here with a single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 over this stitch here, and then I'm going to go into the very first stitch of the round. Draw up a loop and slip to close. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 rounds here. Super nice. Okay, now what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you how to change colors. Let's just say you don't want to use blue for the entire project. Maybe you want to switch it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the white swatch out here, and I'm going to add the blue to the white. Okay, so give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay friends, so I am back. I have the white swatch here, and I ripped back a few stitches to kind of show you what it looks like when you're finishing a round when you're this far out in a project. So I have a chain 1 on the hook, going in with my single crochet, and I'm chaining 1 over this stitch here, and then I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch of the round right here. I'm going to draw up a loop and slip to close. Okay, so now this is concluding this round. Now let's just say I want to change over to the blue. I don't want to continue on with the white. So what you want to do is you want to rip back to the point where you're about to connect. So your hook in your yarn is looking just like this. The next step would be for you to insert your hook and grab the white. Well, from here, what you're going to do is instead of going in there to grab the white, you're going to go into that stitch and grab the blue. So have your blue ready, have a sufficient tail available so you can sew in later and do all the things. So what you want to do is you want to insert your hook into the first stitch of the round, grab the blue and drag it through the stitch and through the loop, just like that. Okay? From here, what you want to do is you want to turn your work over, just like that. And what you see here is the blue tail, that's the new yarn, and here is the working yarn currently. What we're going to do is we're going to take a pair of scissors and we're going to cut the white about the same length as the blue. Let's remove the white from the table here. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that the tension is still good on the hook. So tension that out a little bit. Take your 2 tails here, tie lightly, not too hard. Now this is your new working yarn, so tug on your working yarn just a little bit so you have some play here. And then go back and tighten up everything by knotting it up one more time, nice and tight. Okay, so that's what that looks like when you go to change colors. Now, you could go ahead and sew in your white now, but I would recommend putting a few rows of your new color on first and then sewing in your ends before moving forward. Okay, or you can hold off until the end, however you would like to do that. So now, if you flip it to your working side, now if you look, you can see what side you're currently on because of how the stitches are tilted towards you. So if the stitches are tilted towards you, that is your current side. Because you're flipping, either side could be the front, either side could be the back. It doesn't matter. But your current working side is the side that's tilted towards you. Okay, and if you flip it over, you can clearly see how it's not tilted towards you. So this is considered the back for right now. Okay, so what we do is we flip every row. So this is currently the working side. But what we need to do now is we need to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we're going to work on the back. So, like I've shown earlier, the very first thing you do going into a round after you chain 1 is you're going to go into the chain space and do a single crochet. Chain 1, go into the next chain space in between the stitches with a single crochet, chain 1. And you're going to continue doing this until you get to the corner. You're doing a single crochet in between the chains and chaining 1, just like I'm showing you here. When you get to the corner, it's going to be the same as always. You're going to go in, single crochet, chain 2, swivel your work around, go back in there with a single crochet to finish off your corner, just like that. And you're going to continue on business as usual. Make sure that you chain 1 in between your singles because you need to create a working space for the next round. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to pause us and I'm going to come back when I have the round completed, okay? I will be right back. Okay, friends, so I'm back. I just put one round of our new color on. Looks really nice against that Aran, that blue. Okay, so from here, you can see where I chained one over the stitch here. Sorry. I chained one over the stitch, and then what I'd like to do now is close out the round by inserting my crochet hook into the first stitch here. Draw up a loop and slip to close. Just like that. I'm going to chain one, turn the work, and now I'm on the next side, the other side. And as you can see, the first thing that you can do now, the first available thing, is to go right into that open space and do a single crochet. Chain one, single crochet, chain one, and you can see how in between your stitches there's a chain, and that is where you're going to be working. Okay, so go in and just continue doing this. Again, it's very simple. Once you get the hang of it, you're going to want to do this all the time. So this is exactly how you work this. It's super easy, super nice. Now, maybe you don't want to change yarns. Maybe you want to keep everything the same color, or maybe you want the yarn to do the talking. You know, maybe you want to work with a variegated yarn the entire time. That's absolutely fine. So let me show you. So this is the project that I chose to work with. This is Red Heart Super Saver color block in the colorway Party Time, as I mentioned earlier. It's so nice, I had to say it twice. And again, I mean, you're letting the project speak for itself. It's super nice. The corners come out super straight. I don't have to block it. As long as you're turning your work every round, both sides look alike. It's perfect. So that, my friends, is the moss stitch in the round. You can make this as big or as small as you'd like. You can make little motifs and join them together using single crochets. It's completely up to you. So my friends, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and of course hit that notification bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. Until the next one, friends, take care. Bye-bye.